So on my screen, you should see the Modsy interface. What we see here is actually a device group that we've created for a custom defect detection model. What we did was we printed some 3D gears, some spur gears, for the sake of a prototype that we helped build out for a customer to prove this concept. We then created a data set. We'd manually defected some of the parts, labeled it, trained a custom YOLO model, and through some of the mechanisms that Modsy makes available, deployed that model into our central library. So you can think of Modsy here as the place that we're storing and queuing these models before we send them out remotely, to different devices. So we've got our defect detection model here. I'll give you a sneak preview of what the spurs gears look like, where we're trying to detect defects or things that are wrong with these gears. Now, we also see some of the information available to us about this model. More to come on that later. And then what we've done is we deployed this out to an NVIDIA Jetson Nano device running in Seth's office, and we've containerized the application part. So I'm running that locally in my office here in Philadelphia, and we see that there is a healthy status. That's because there's actually a steady communication tunnel between Modsy Enterprise and that Jetson Nano. If I just pull up my terminal real quick, you should see a lot of logs running. That's because it's making predictions. This is the logs of the Nano itself, making predictions in just a couple milliseconds. And what we're doing is we're feeding those back through to the application that we're actually using to monitor this capability on my screen right here. So this is something, that a site engineer and operations manager, as I mentioned, somebody who's actually in charge of manually doing this today, could use to greatly accelerate and enhance their existing processes, make their lives a lot easier. We see the overhead view of a plate spinning with these custom-made gears. This kind of resembles and simulates the assembly line for automated QA and QC. And then we've got some of the predictions being shown live. And just to show you guys what this looks like, from the front point of view, there's a Jetson Nano right here running. So, this is powerful because for several reasons. Number one, I've containerized this. I'm running this completely separately. So if I wanted to make any changes to the UI, I could do so no problem. Something else that I will go back to in a second is this gives me the ability to stream results from multiple cameras across the factory into a single centralized, operations dashboard and management piece. Something that would not be available if this was all baked into a single smart camera.